Ooh, yo. Hello. Welcome. Hello, everybody. How is everyone today? Live stream. All right, let's go over what we have going on today. This is gonna work. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's go over. Let's see. Let's go over what we have to go over. Oh, a little bit chilly today. Okay. Skill tree's not working for us. But we have the ascendancy to look at. And I believe this is this is what we're going to be working with today. This doesn't seem too intimidating. And today we're going to be working with the Storm Weaver. Mostly because of the Arcane Surge and the Force of Will, 1% increased effect of Arcane Surge per 15 maximum mana. So what I'm thinking is we stack maximum mana, and then we can either stack shock or freeze. Shock if you want to go offensive, freeze if you want to go defensive. I'm leaning more towards freeze for defensive because Arcane Surge and Force of Will is more of the offensive part of this package. Not sure though. I think freeze is going to be a really good defensive skill in place of stun. Because stun is probably going to be harder to come by. Okay. We have 40 minutes till we're live. Let's see here. Oh, perfect. Okay. So it looks like we have a skill tree here. If we can work it out. For the witch. And we are going to be working with the witch. Or sorceress. This is what we're going to be working with. Oh, okay. 30 maximum energy shield, 10% intelligence. Energy shield. Faster recharge rate, mana regenerate. Energy shield, mana regenerate. We can sort of plan out our build this way. Let's look at what we think is gonna be important. So, for Stormweaver, what we want to do is we want to stack mana. We want to stack mana. So, what is going to be important for stacking mana? Hello. How are you? Good morning. Intelligence and energy shield, or damage and spell damage with minions. Spell damage, increased minion damage. Energy shield, faster recharge rate, maximum energy shield recharge rate. Let's say this to start with. Then what do we need? Let's see. Faster energy shield recharge and minions increase life, or energy shield recharge rate. We don't need any minion life stuff right now. Gain 12% of maximum energy shield with additional stun threshold. That's good. And then this maximum mana, increased maximum mana. Those are also very good. And then we go 5% any attribute. And I'm thinking we either go shock or cold. At this point, I'm thinking electricity for the damage. We could go freeze for the additional defense that freeze helps with. Hello, welcome. We are about to start streaming Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2 is the newest ARPG on the market. The best ARPG on the market, in my opinion. Even though I haven't played it yet. It seems like it's going to be a wonderful game. It releases in about 30 minutes, so unfortunately I can't get into the game yet, but we can still plan out the build that we're going to play. It is going to be a wonderful time. Alright, what's this? 40% increased energy shield recharge rate plus 10 intelligence. I don't think I need that. But 24% damage and hits with ailments, with hits against enemies affected by elemental ailments. 30% increased chance to inflict ailments against rare or unique enemies. Oh, thank you for the subscription. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. It's going to be very fun. Okay, 12% increased damage with hits and ailments against enemies. Ailments. Do we want more damage or more chance to inflict? Let's just go with more damage at the moment. Skill effect duration, critical chance, or critical chance that it's been infected by an ailment. Not sure. Cast speed, chaos resistance, movement speed, maximum armor, maximum evasion, or cast speed, chaos resistance. How about this? Life regeneration, mana regeneration. What's all this? Mana regeneration rate, minion damage, effective aura skills, critical damage bonus, area effect, area damage, increased hit chance, mana regeneration. We're gonna have to look at all of these sort of separately. Because I'm not sure exactly how much we're going to be benefiting from a lot of this stuff. And we're going to have a lot of sort of concurrent abilities going on. Damage, physical damage recouped as life, elemental damage recouped as life, spell damage reduced cast speed. We're gonna have to look around the skill tree to see where we want to go, to be honest. 30% increased elemental damage if you've killed an enemy recently. That seems really good. 12% per skill to... Wait, hold on. 12% chance for skill to fire an additional 2 projectiles. That seems really good. Mana recovery. It seems like... Okay, so let's go back to basics. Let's go back to basics. We want to... Arcane Surge. Arcane Surge grants 10% more cast speed and 20% more mana regeneration rate. Okay. That's our first ascendancy. Second ascendancy is 1% increased effective Arcane Surge per 15 maximum mana. So, we need maximum mana. We need maximum mana to scale this ability. Okay. Don't need maximum energy shield, but that would be good. We can go for spell damage at the start, but what we really want is... Mana flags gain 0.1 charges per second. Maximum life, damage taken recouped as life. Mana regeneration rate if you have shocked an enemy. Stun threshold if you have stunned an enemy. Increased area of effect of curses. Chaos damage. We're not going to be scaling chaos damage, so that's no big deal. Stun threshold is based on 30%. Okay, gain 20% maximum energy shield as additional stun threshold. That might be okay. Could grab that if we're getting stunned too much. 12% chance for spells to fire 2 additional projectiles. That seems fun, but 12% isn't that reliable, so I'm not going to be banking on it. Hindered capabilities, 30% increased damage with hits against hindered enemies. Not the greatest. 30% elemental damage if you chilled recently. Okay, so here's the question. Do we go for chill or do we go for shock? Because we could go for chill, and chill seems like a good defensive measure. Right? Because with the Stormweaver, we could with the Stormweaver we can either go for 6 and 7, which is targets can be affected by 2 or more shocks at the same time with 50% less shock duration, which shock duration is one thing, but the other thing is 4 and 5, which is targets can be affected by 2 of your chills at the same time, and chills can reduce action speed by up to 35%, 25% less magnitude of the chills you inflict. So I'm not sure if chill and freeze sort of work together. At the moment, I'm leaning more towards shock. So targets can be affected of 2 of your shocks at the same time, 50% less shock duration means you still have the full effect of both shocks, but they're just less time. So I'm not quite sure. I'm leaning towards shock more. So let's see. 30% elemental damage if you shocked an enemy recently. Let's go for that, actually. %10 elemental damage. 10% elemental damage and shock. Maximum energy shield. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at the entire skill tree to see where we want to go to start off with, because this is gonna be a bit complicated. I know we're gonna want to start Witch, and we're going to want to stack mana. We're gonna want to stack mana for the Force of Will. 1% increased effect of Arcane Surge per 15 mana. And Constant Gale, which gives us Arcane Surge. So we know we're going to want to stack as much mana as possible for those effects. But we're also going to want to stack elemental damage. Let's see, what's this? 30% increased damage with hits against hindered enemies. Debuffs you inflict increase slow magnitude. I don't think we're going to go and do that. Some minion nodes. Some more minion nodes. Some more chaos nodes. Okay, let's start it off with 10 energy shield. Another 10 energy shield. That's fine. Then the first choice. Recharge rate with increased mana regeneration rate. Oh, okay. So we're gonna want mana regeneration rate definitely. And then increase maximum energy shield and 10 intelligence. Okay, that's a lock. That's definitely what we want to do. Increased energy shield recharge rate, 25% faster start of recharge. Minions have increased life. Minions have revive 15% faster. Those don't really matter as much. How about this? 28% increase maximum energy shield, 12% maximum energy shield as stun threshold. That feels like the better option. And now we want to check, do we need anything here? Mana regeneration rate or cast speed? I'm going to go for cast speed because we're going to have plenty of recharge rate. Critical hits for spells. I'm not sure if we're going to go crit based. We could go crit based if we need to, but let's leave that as it is right now. 5% attribute. 5% attribute. Fire. Lightning. Let's go for the lightning damage at the moment because that seems really good. Physical recoup this life versus elemental take and recoup this life. I don't know if either of those are going to be good because recoup this life, I'm not sure how good that is. Energy shield, reduced mana, 18% maximum energy shield, 12% mana regeneration rate, 6% intelligence. Crit chance. We could definitely go crit based if we need to. Chaos damage, increased skill effect duration. Not sure. What's this? Increased area. Okay, that's curse effect. Energy shield as additional stun threshold. Stun threshold is based on 30% of your energy shield instead of life. I'm not sure if I like that. Increased elemental damage if you shocked an enemy recently. I think that's what we want to go for. And I think I want to look more towards the outside to see what we should aspire for. 25 intelligence, increase maximum energy shield, crit chance, skill effect duration, projectile speed. So definitely want to go for this lightning node. We can also look over here for like area of effect, withered enemies, presence. See. 25% chance for triggered skills to refund half energy spent. Don't really care about that. Maximum life becomes 1, immune to chaos damage. I don't think we want to do that. Unless we get, like, super high energy shield. Because if we get super high energy shield, that could be really good. But to start out with, I don't think we're going to want that. 20% critical damage bonus. 20% increased physical damage. I'm not going to want that quite yet. 3%, wait, recover 3% of mana when you invoke a spell. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what invoking is, so I'm not going to try that quite yet. Okay, increased freeze buildup increased damage against frozen enemies, increased cast speed with cold spells, increased skill effect duration, increased freeze buildup, ignore elemental resistances of frozen enemies. Hold on. Okay. Freeze based might be the based option. Okay. If we go damage against chilled enemies and then also go like freeze buildup, 20% increased. Hold on. 10% increased, 20% increased freeze buildup, 50% increased damage with hits against frozen enemies. Okay, that's good. And then 20% increased freeze buildup. Hits ignore the elemental resistances of frozen enemies. That is huge. That's a really huge option. This is going to be an interesting start to the game. I'm going to have to look at the skill tree before I actually make any of these decisions. 30% increased cold exposure effect, fire exposure effect, increased lightning exposure effect. +1 all cold spells, penetrates 18% cold resistance, freeze buildup, freeze duration, magnitude of chills you inflict. Jeez, this is gonna be hard. Let's just go for maximum energy shield, because that seems like the safer option. Energy shield, energy shield, energy shield, energy shield. 30% maximum of energy shield. Do we want, okay, 30% energy shield there, or mana regeneration rate, which I think is going to be more important for constantly casting spells, and then a 30% there. So we could have 60% more energy shield or 30% recharge rate with 20% mana recharge rate, and then 30% maximum shield. I think that's the better option. Yeah, because we're already getting plenty of energy shield over here. Then the question is, from there, which way do we go? Cast speed, yeah, that could be good. Mana regeneration rate, that could be good. Okay, we will see where we need to go. Ay, ay, ay. We'll see where we need to go from here. If anyone is wondering, we are looking at the passive tree for Path of Exile 2, which begins in about 20 minutes. Actually, about 10 minutes. So, yeah. In about 10 minutes, we're going to load up Path of Exile 2 and see what we can do. Energy shield recharge rate. Infused flesh, damage taken, consume, recoup this life. And regeneration rate, stun threshold. I'm just looking around. I'm just looking around for good passives. Attack and cast speed. Movement, increased mana regeneration rate, dexterity, and intelligence. I'm thinking I might go over here in the tree. So that I can have dexterity and intelligence. Because I have a feeling that having a dexterity and intelligence based character is going to be good for evasion and energy shield. Because energy shield by itself isn't that good. It's basically just extra life. So if I really want to take advantage of it, I'm going to have a lot of evasion as well. Like here. That's a good node. 24% evasion rating, 24% maximum energy shield. Attributes. Movement speed. Okay. Let's see if any of these are going to be good. So I might be able to go like up this way and then down this way and then there. I don't know. 5% of damage is extra cold damage. That's really good if I'm going for cold based. Evasion, if energy shield recharge is started in the past 2 seconds, 30% evasion while you have energy shield. Okay. 20% increased energy shield recovery rate if you haven't been hit. Okay, that's a good one. 8% reduced cost of skills. Not quite sure exactly which way to go. Let's see. Steam, are you letting me into Path of Exile 2 quite yet? From what I'm seeing on the tree here, I think cold based is the way to go. I'm pretty sure cold spells are the way to go. All I know right now is this is the way we want to go for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. But I'm also going to want... Oh, jeez. I'm also going to want, like, maximum life as an option. And I'm not sure where on the tree here I can get maximum life. Like, this is energy shield, gain 12% energy shield, this additional stun threshold. That's okay. Like here, infused flesh. 20 life, 8% damage taken, recouped as life. That could be okay. But there's too many travel nodes before I get to anything really actually interesting. Cast speed, dexterity, intelligence, evasion, and energy shield. Actually, I could go like this, and like this, like this, and then movement speed, dexterity, intelligence, and then like that. I could do that. That's definitely an option for an early tree. And then what we can do is Hmm. Stun threshold, energy shield recharge rate, stun, and then attributes, more attributes, breath of lightning, breath of fire, and then breath of ice. We can definitely do something like this to begin with, if we need it. There we go. Because that's fine. That's good. That's definitely something we want. 5% of damage as extra cold damage. And that's not just one type of damage, that's all damage. 5% of all damage as cold. That's really good. 20% maximum life. That's just good all around. And 8% damage taken as taken recouped as life, which is good. And then damage penetrates 15% cold resistance, which is really good. Damage with hits against enemies affected by elemental ailments. That could be something I look into. Critical hit. I don't think we're going to go crit based quite yet. I think we just want to do flat. Okay, damage taken recouped his life. Don't really care about that quite yet. Spell damage reduced cast. Okay. This is good. This is something I want. Spell damage, reduced cast speed. I don't really care about the reduced cast speed because we are going constant gale, which means we will have plenty of cast speed. The thing we want is mana recovery, energy shield recharge rate, area of spells. I'm not sure if we care about area of spells quite yet. Minions don't care. Minions don't care. Minion. Physical as extra chaos, don't care. Critical, don't care. Offerings, don't care. Okay. So let's go up this way. Ooh, freeze buildup. Freeze buildup. Increase fire and cold. Let's just take the freeze part of that. Increased effective cold, fire, and lightning exposure. Increase damage of each type of ailment on an enemy. I'm not sure if that's something we want to spec into. Minions don't care. Energy shield, recharge rate, mana regeneration rate. Those are both good. Curse duration, don't care. Curse duration, don't care. Let's see. Minions don't care. Minions don't care. Okay. Chill duration on enemies. Damage penetrates 18% cold. Very good. +1 to all cold skills. Very good. Freeze buildup. Very good. And what's this? Chill duration on enemies. Magnitude of chill you inflict. Very good. Okay. This feels like a good starting tree. Right? We have good regen, a little bit of life. We're gonna have to get life on our gear as well, because we're not getting that much life stats on our tree, so we're gonna have to get life on our equipment. So now I'm guessing we just have to wait for the servers to go live in 2 minutes. Let's see. Traps, don't care. Unwithered, don't care. Trigger skills, don't care. Projectile speed, who cares? Crit chance. We could go crit based at a certain point. That's a good one. +1 all max resistances plus energy shield. That's a very good node. Gonna reach for that. 3% damage taken, recouped his life, mana, and energy shield. See, that's only good if we're getting hit. And the only reason we'd be getting hit is because we're playing poorly. So I'm not sure how good recouped life, energy, and mana shield, recouped mana, life, and energy shield is going to be. What's this? Increase maximum life. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's grab that. Minion damage, don't care. Minions, don't care. Minions, don't care. Minions. What's this? All bonuses from equipped amulet apply to your minions instead of you. That's bad. Break armor on critical hit with spells equal to 10% physical damage dealt. I'm going to be dealing cold damage, hopefully, so not. I know that. Ignited enemies, ignite burn, duration, area of effect, 5% burning damage. Okay. See, this would be really good if Righteous Fire were in the game, but I don't think Righteous Fire is going to be in the game at the start. Minions, chaos damage, critical hit. You know, I might go critical hit after I have this sort of initial setups done. Because this is all just scaling cold damage and mana and energy shield. Right? Because cold damage here, cold damage here, cold damage here, and cold damage here. And then the rest of this is just sort of like energy shield regeneration, life, and cold damage. Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah, spell damage, just generic spell damage, and then life. Come on, Path of Exile. Oh no. Look at this. Pathofexile.com is currently down for maintenance. Please try again later. Thank you for your patience. Oops. That's unfortunate. But we can take a look. Oh, no. That's not quite right. Let's take a look at Path of Exile itself. Because that should tell us Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So Path of Exile 2 should have launched 3 minutes ago. But we're not getting it. So let's keep looking at this. Life. Stun threshold. Stun threshold. Recouped his life. Minions had 2% life when minions are revived. Reduced maximum life. Don't want that. No. No. 60% reduced ice crystal life. Don't care. 2% increased ice crystal life. Don't care. I want actual flat stats. Damage taken from mana before life. That could be good. Recover life on kill. 3% life for enemy killed. 3% life on kill. 20% life per enemy killed. 20% life recovery from flasks. Minions have increased life. Life regeneration, mana regeneration. Area of effect. Okay, so we're not going to get that much life coming from the tree, it looks like. 3% damage taken, recouped his life, mana, energy shield. We could go for that, just to keep ourselves stable. Because we are going to have energy shield to hopefully cushion us from the worst effects. But I feel like life is going to be important regardless. Freeze build up, increase damage against. Mm. 40% increased chance of shock, 5% lightning damages extra cold. Don't need that. Lightning chain additional time. Don't need that. What's this? Ice crystal life. Yeah, don't need those ice crystal life things. Minions have elemental resistances. Life damage is extra chaos. Not sure. Let's just go for this for now. Because if we're just focusing cold damage with all of this, power charges, don't care. Life on kill. Mana on kill. Attack damage, blind enemies, don't care. Mana regeneration, reduce cost of skills. Let's see. Freeze buildup. Any attribute. Any attribute. Can we get rid of this one? Yeah. Okay. And then That's if we want to go crit based. We could go crit based, which seems like an option at the moment. Reduced cost of mana, reduced... Ooh, that's actually very good. Let's go for that. Reduced mana cost. Let me actually see here. December 6, 2024. It is December 6, 2024, is it not? Yeah. Path of Exile 2 on Steam. Should be live at the moment. We should have gotten it at this point. Well, while we wait, we shall continue with our build planning. Spell damage while holding a melee weapon. Evasion cast speed. Attack on full life, attack on low life. Break 30% of armor. Okay. Increased days. Energy shield recharge for 2 life on kill. Energy shield, increased amount of mana leached. Can we get mana leech? Elemental damage if you've shocked recently. Elemental damage if you've ignited recently. Elemental damage if you've chilled recently. Okay, we want to go for that. Effective curses, don't care. Energy shield as additional stun threshold. Hopefully not getting stunned too much, so that doesn't really matter. Elemental damage, elemental damage. Those are both very good. Okay. Area effective curses. Ooh. 25% increase freeze buildup. This is good. Shock. Don't care. Stun. Don't care. Hold on. Freeze buildup. Yeah, that's good. So I'm seriously just looking for like freeze and cold damage at the moment. I'm really focusing in on the cold damage because if we look here, I want to start with Constant Gale. You have Arcane Surge, and then 1% increased effective Arcane Surge per 15 mana, which is really good. Those are both very good. But then targets can be affected by 2 of your chills at the same time. Your chills reduce action speed by a maximum of 35%. So that's 70%. Yeah, that's 70% reduction of action speed if we have 2 chills going on, which is great. And also, on top of having double chills, 70% action speed reduction, if we can land the freeze on some things, that would be really good. Exposure, don't really care. Tempest Caller, don't really care. Rain Dancer, don't really care. So those first 3, not a big deal. But Constant Gale, you just have Arcane Surge. That's crazy. And then Force of Will, 1% increased effective arcane surge on you per 15 maximum mana. That is really good. So let's actually look. Let's actually look. Where can we get mana? Increased image shield, increased mana regeneration rate, increased 20% maximum mana. That's good. Increased mana regeneration rate. I don't care about regeneration rate. I care about maximum mana. So where can we stack maximum mana? What's this? 3% increased spell damage per 100 maximum mana. That could be good. 12% increased maximum mana. 10% reduced cost of skills. Mana regeneration rate. Mana regeneration rate. Regeneration rate. Reduce mana regeneration rate while stationary. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Regeneration rate. Generation rate. Maximum mana, 10% less cost of skills. Mana regeneration rate. Mana regeneration rate. 3% damage per 100 maximum mana. I need to stack maximum mana, not just any kind of mana nodes. Mana leech. Okay. What's this over here? Not sure what that is. Hello, Path of Exile 2. Hello, Path of Exile 2. Not sure when that's going to open up. Let's check this. Nothing really going on quite yet. Still can't get into the game. Not to be unexpected, but you know, I had hoped that we'd get into the game a little bit easier than, you know, game release 11 a.m. Hopefully they stick to that, but apparently not. Probably having server side issues. I don't need mana regeneration rate. I need maximum mana. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 9, 10, 11, 62, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is fine. This is a fine amount. Problem is, I want to stack as much mana as possible. And I'm thinking if I stack mana, I'm going to have to stack maximum mana. I'm going to have to stack maximum mana on gear rather than the tree. But this is still good. Cold damage. Evasion energy shield, that's good. Evasion energy, evasion energy. Yeah, so I'm thinking evasion energy shield as sort of the gear that I want to go for. It's better to dodge and tank than it is to just tank. Because I don't think that pure evasion or pure energy shield is going to be that good of an option. Error occurred while launching game. Game not released. Oh, come on. Hmm. 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 Game should be released by now, but running into some issues, it seems. For example, click play now. Error occurred while launching game. Game not released. PoE to release. Date and time. PST 11 a.m. Friday, December 6th. PST time now 11:22 a.m. So 22 minutes late grinding gear games. What have you to say about that? Probably not much. Let's just see. Intelligence, yeah. Lightning resistance, yeah. Whatever. Energy shield to mana. I'm not gonna grab that. do I want to go for this node? 30% increased freeze buildup, 80% cold damage with some minion nodes. I could go for that. Elemental damage, increased spell damage. And then, yeah. That seems like the best route for that. And then, let's see. Where's the next cold option? Nothing around here. Wait. Why is this not? That's good. Oh, okay. So as we start, we're going to want to go up here. Go here. Go here. I'm sort of trying to plan out in my head how I'm going to path through this. Should I go for Potent Incarnation first? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because, like, I'm not going to get the benefits of these skills until I'm actually doing the first, Trial of Ascendancy. They're not called Trials of Ascendancy, but what's this? Cold exposure, don't care. Minions have cold resist, don't care. Maximum life, mana, energy shield, that's good. Damage taken recouped his life, mana, and energy shield. That's really not that great. Increase maximum energy shield, +1 to maximum elemental resistances. That's very good. Spell damage per 100 maximum mana. That's very good. Increased maximum mana. Increased mana cost of skills. That's fine because we're going to be stacking mana. Increased mana regeneration rate, increased energy shield recharge rate. Yep. What's this? Mana recovery rate, increased mana recovery rate. We want just flat increase maximum mana is what we want. Regeneration rate versus reduced mana cost. Okay. Regeneration rate, skill speed. Regeneration rate. I don't need regeneration as much as I need flat mana. Come on, release. Let's see. Mana regeneration. Skill speed, don't care. Increased mana leech. Increased amount. Mana leeched. And damage taken from mana before life. That could be a good one if there's other good nodes around here. Depends, though. Depends. Intelligence. Mana recovered when you invoke a spell. I don't know what invoking is, so I'm gonna avoid it. Overload. Lightning resistance. Oh, okay. You know what? This looks good for now. Not quite sure exactly where else I should go, but for like early game, early to mid game, this looks like a good setup. Yeah, early to mid game, that's a pretty good layout. For literally just all we're doing here for this tree is stack as much mana as you can and as much cold damage as you can. So I think it's pretty simple where we're gonna go. I was hoping for lightning to be really good because lightning increases your damage, but I think the utility of freezing and chill is going to be much more important because let's see, yeah, here. This and this gives attack 8 and 9 are offensive, and then I can go 4 and 5 as sort of semi-defensive because chill removes action speed and here, yeah, let's look at this. 4 and 5 are chill, which removes speed from enemies, and then 8 arcane surge plus 9 increased effective arcane surge per maximum mana. I think that's a very good option. Okay.